Hi everybody, hope you're doing good. Just came to chit chat about my mania with my cell phone. Many of you know I have a Blackberry tour, and when the Blackberry Torch came out, it only came out to AT&T, and I have Verizon, so that was not an option for me. But I've had Blackberry for a couple of years. I actually stumbled upon Blackberry in general. I used to always get whatever phone was, in style or new. It took a long time for me to even get a phone that had the internet on it or email capability. So somehow or another I ended up with a Blackberry. I can't remember exactly the whole story on how or why, but once I got it, I was hooked just like everybody else. It became Crackberry. Like literally, I got a Blackberry, and for a good week to 2 weeks I did not even turn my computer on. I had no need for it. I had my emails, my text messages, my Facebook, everything I could possibly think of that I needed was right there in the palm of my hand. Fast forward, now you have all these touchscreen phones. Now iPhone, okay, yeah, iPhone was only for AT&T, so thus I was going to change carriers, no biggie there, and I wasn't changing carriers. I've been with Verizon since I was a pup, so no. My whole family has Verizon. My company uses Verizon, so nah. So then comes the revolution of the Droid, the HTCs, the Evos, and all those, right? And I'm going, I don't care. I don't want that. I want my Blackberry. I am perfectly happy with that. Came time to renew my phone, Blackberry. So now I've come to a point with my Blackberry where I was in a bunch of Blackberry Messenger groups, and they were like my life. Every morning before I brushed my teeth, before I rubbed the sleep out of my eyes, I was on my phone checking in. Good morning, how are you, hey, hey, hey. And it was like a little family. I had groups that told jokes, groups that talked about relationships, groups about makeup, groups about being a woman, groups about poetry, groups about being a natural hair person, groups about being a business owner. I mean, like everywhere there was somebody to get, 2 o'clock in the morning you can ask them information. They're on the other side of the world, in the UK, London, Africa, India, but they're awake. So there was always somebody around, and I think that's what I loved about it, is I never felt alone. If I couldn't sleep, there was somebody up to talk to. So it was like a big, instant message chat room orgy thing. Maybe not really an orgy, but there's always somebody around. There are all these different groups. Your possibilities are endless. You can make your own groups. So every time I would think about changing phones, because all the newer phones have a lot more capabilities than Blackberry has, that would hold me. No, I'll lose my Blackberry Messenger and my group. I can't do that. No. So one group that I'm mostly particular with and fond of was Mahogany Faces. She's a YouTube person as well, and she made a group that was about makeup and hair care and that kind of stuff, and it really became a sisterhood. We chatted with each other for over a year on a daily basis about everything. And so even though we've never physically met, some people eventually did, through different situations like events and stuff. A lot of us never physically met, but you couldn't tell us we weren't sisters. Like if somebody needed something, advice, to pick me up, whatever, job referral, we were there. So that group started kind of like dismantle. People started getting newer phones, like iPhones and Droids, and it was kind of like, uh-oh, Then the owner of the group actually got an iPhone 4, and he was like, So, I said I was going to get a new phone, and I'm a nerd. There's no other way for me to say it. I am. Everything about computers, books, learning, technology, that kind of stuff, I'm into it. I'm not really like a sci-fi nerd. Like I'm not like a Star Trek, head, but everything else, yeah, I'm a nerd. So now when it's time for me to get a new phone, I'm not just going to go in the store and give them $300 for whatever they tell me to buy. I'm going to do my research, because I'm going to be the one using it every day. Since I carry my phone with me everywhere I go, I need to fit my needs, not just my pocketbook. So whenever I'm going to pick a new phone, it takes months, because stuff keeps coming out and people keep telling me stuff, and I, go and play with them in the store and check them out and stuff. The iPhone 4 came out and was available on Verizon, which is something monumental. You know, it doesn't do half the stuff that an AT&T iPhone can do as far as, you know, to search and be on the phone. But, you know, it was a big accomplishment because that was one of the things they had working against them, was not having an iPhone on their platform. And you couldn't really jailbreak it because they have two different types of platforms. Sorry, that's geek talk. Anyways, so they came up with the Face Talk and all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll get an iPhone now. I want to do iMovie and edit my videos, and oh, this would be so awesome. And here come all my techie friends. Don't do it, no! And I'm like, what? Why? Well, because Verizon has all these other cool phones that are 10 times better than the iPhone. And I'm like, what? What's better than an iPhone? Okay? Yeah. In the midst of me deciding and thinking I finally made my decision, because I was cross-comparing the iPhone 4 to like the Droid Incredible and the Droid X, and I think there was one other phone I was cross-comparing it to. What does Verizon do? Roll out the HTC Thunderbolt. Yes, they did. They literally released the iPhone in February, and in what? March? March came out with the Thunderbolt, which is just blows iPhone out the water. Has better FaceTime camera, has a higher megapixel, comes with more memory, does more stuff. It's on the Android application market, which has more free apps than iPhone. And there's a bunch of other, you know, geeky things about it that make it a better phone. Back to square one. So, and I'm just rambling, so if you don't want to watch, it's fine. So at this point, I still have my Blackberry, okay? I've been to the Verizon store 2 times. Once, I actually did walk in to buy the phone, and just so happened they were freaking sold out within an entire 100-mile radius. What does that say? That's a good thing. That means they're selling. But then it was like, is this a sign? Ooh, okay. My problem with leaving Blackberry. I love my keypad, okay? I love my messenger. A lot of my business contacts at my own work and for my personal business use Blackberry. Heck, half the YouTube gurus have a Blackberry. The network of a Blackberry is a lot more secure to me than Android. Android is starting to become in more marketplaces in other countries, but not to the level and sophistication of Blackberry. I have a live profile, which lets me connect with my Android, Blackberry, and iPhone users. But there's something in me holding me back. When I'm driving and I want to talk on my phone and text, then I think of, you know, the newer phones where you can just like push the button and the microphone records what you're saying, and then it comes up on the screen, so you can literally drive and text because you're talking into the phone. Then it makes sense. When I think about being out shopping and wanting to show my BFF what I'm buying and, you know, have shopping, but, you know, they're in a different state, it makes sense. When I think about viewing, you know, YouTube videos without buffering issues, it makes sense. All the little techie reasons, it makes sense. The Thunderbolt is like 1 to 2 times bigger than the iPhone, just as far as size and width and everything. So to me, it's like a big remote control, which I'm not really in love with or excited about, and it doesn't have a QWERTY keyboard. So when I think about Blackberry, I think about my messenger groups, my contacts on my Blackberry Messenger, the simplicity and sophistication of how my emails appear, and it's not trying to do too many things and replace my computer. Like, if I drop my Blackberry, I go, oh no, but I don't go, oh crap, did I just disable something and mess with some of the screws behind thing and now the touchscreen isn't gonna work? No, I don't worry about that, you know. I don't know, I'm a little bit torn. I'm only gonna make this 10 minutes. I'm a little bit torn. So if you have either phone, a Blackberry, a Droid, or iPhone, tell me why you have it. Why do you love it? Why did you leave from whatever you had, you know? I just wanted to know and chit chat with you guys about cell phones. So talk to you soon. Bye.